And welcome back to the channel. Today I am in the salvage yard checking my next project car. It is 2010 Mustang with front right collision damage. As you can see, all right corner is gone. Frame rails is kind of okay, but we will see for sure after we strip all the damaged parts away. So let's bring it home for closer inspection. Car is finally home from the salvage yard. Let's check it out. Let's open doors and take a look. Seat and steering wheel airbag is deployed. No damage to the panel, as I suspect there was no passenger at the time of the collision. Next, let's check the panel gaps. First is driver's side door. Door gap looks good from top to the bottom, so that indicates that the fender or door haven't moved after the collision. This gap also looks nice and even. So, let's move to the passenger side, where the damage is. Passenger side door gap looks really good, nice and even. That means there is big probability that nothing has moved after the crash. This is a part that worries me. It looks that big part of the impact was on the front tire, so all suspension is moved towards the cabin. Okay, let's go. Let's start to remove all the damaged parts. We'll start with the battery. Let's disconnect it and check for the voltage. When you are working with the car, it is strongly recommended that you disconnect the battery, as you never know what connections are open or what wires are split. In my case it is mandatory, as the car is damaged and some wires are definitely split open. Here we go, battery is out. I'm checking the battery with voltmeter. It shows 2.9 volts, so I must recharge the battery or replace it. Next, I will remove this radiator cover to see the damage underneath it. After that, I will be stripping away all the damaged parts. At the end, I will have complete parts list that I will need to replace. As we can see, front bumper is quite messed up. Next, I am removing the front wheel to inspect the damage. Now we have better access to the control arm. It is totally bent out of the shape. I will need to order the new one. The package is here, so let's check the new control arm. So, second day. Today plan is to change lower right control arm and get it on the ramp. And control arm is right down there. This one. So, let's start by removing the wheel, then all the damaged components to access the control arm. Okay, quite nice damage. That's why wheel was rubbing. This is original Ford. This looks like very flimsy, and this is aftermarket Redux, much more sturdy, but in the case of the impact it may damage something on the body. Let's continue by installing the new control arm, opposite of taking it out. Let's go. Okay, it took 1.5 hours, but the new control arm is in place, so looking good. So let's get off all those damaged parts, the windshield washer, reservoir, and the rest of the plastics. So this looks pretty fine. Here's a little bit of damage, and I will need to replace all this front section and also the crash bar. Okay, the wheel is back on. As we can see, there is sufficient gap now and no rubbing, so all good. Car is on the ground, wheel looks good. So, end of the second day. I think we did pretty good. Welcome back in this beautiful sunny morning. In this video I will remove all crashed parts at the front, and we will be able to see how bad actually damage is at the front. In addition, we will start working on interior, on the blown airbags, and test fitting some parts. But first, let's reallocate the car. Safe and sound, we have arrived at destination. Today I will be attacking the interior. Next I will be focusing on the airbags. First I will remove the steering wheel airbag. It is held on only by 2 screws. After that, disconnecting the airbag. It is connected only by 2 wires. There we go, removed steering wheel airbag. Ready to be sent to refurbish. Let's remove the driver's seat. Again, only 2 screws at the front. Let's slide seat forward. That way we will be able to access the last screws. The seat looks messed up. And what we have here? Okay, the car already costs 5 Canadian dollars less. Now let's remove the rear bracket. And just like that, front seat is out. Oh nice, more free money. Next, we will be removing the rear seat to get better access to interior panels. It is held on only by 2 clips, so no screwing around. And the seat is out. Next, let's remove this side panel to access the seat belt. And belt is out. Moving forward, let's remove everything that is in our way. We start with expansion tank, radiator bracket, hood latch and the cable, headlight which survived the impact, upper radiator hose. Well, it's seen better days. This will be replaced. Radiator bracket, steering wheel expansion tank, some cooling shrouds. Next goes the air conditioning radiator. Unfortunately, pipe broke off. And the AC radiator is out. Oil cooler and the broken pipe. So let's examine the mess I made. I still need to get out this radiator pack. let's remove intake pipe that is in our way. And with gentle persuasion, there goes our radiator pack with the fan. So, the car front end is stripped away. We can now see all the metal work, including the crash bar. So, here comes the grinding wheel, and let's get it off. One gentle tap. There we go, crash bar removed. Now we have better access to the frame rails. We can take a closer look. Let's inspect the damage. All this side looks good, no obvious visual damage. Crashed this connection section, but at that place it will be cut off anyway, so only need to straighten this part. Frame rails look straight apart from this front section. Distance between frame rails meet the technical specification. On this frame rail lips should be straightened, other side looks pretty good. Let's check from the top the part that will be cut off. So all the way to the other side this is crumbled up. This side looks good, so maybe we can try to keep this section, as this is obviously damaged and crumbled up. Our work is done. Next stop, body shop, where we'll be replacing all this crumbled up piece except this left side. So, just now received the first batch of the spare parts. Bumper, radiator support, the hood, the fender, some inner structure things. So, next thing is to unpack and check for damage. At the end of the video, I will be test fitting the parts to get rough feeling how it will look. Front bumper looks good. With paint and the primer it will be more sturdy. Let's compare side by side front part of the car. For sure we can see it is aftermarket, not the original Ford. Overall, fender and bumper fitment is nice, gaps are pretty good and everything lines up. Hopefully next video we will be doing some metal work. Thanks for watching and drop some likes. So, let's check where we left things last time. We took off all the damaged parts, stripped completely the front end, including bumper support bar. Right wing is also removed, car is ready for structural damage repair. Luckily, I managed to snag this Renault Traffic from my brother, where we can easily fit all the parts for rebuild. So, here we have the hood, front bumper, wing or fender and other bits and pieces. We are done here, so let's move back to the car. It is beautiful morning, enjoying the last summer days. As always, I forgot to charge the battery, so we had to push the car onto the ramp by hands, and off we go. We are back in the garage. We sort of straightened the existing radiator support, put on the new fender bumper crash bar just to see the rough placement, managed to install the metal hood. Initially it looked okay, but after the closer inspection we noticed many imperfections. You can clearly see that there is structural damage It is bent and not sitting where it should be, so it is not worth repair. I will be returning this one and ordering new one. Let's closer inspect one more time. All this will go away and will be replaced with the new radiator support. And just like that, with magic of editing, we have removed the old radiator support and installed and clamped down the new one. This corner was pulled and straightened. Now it looks good and nicely joins the new part. Inner wheel arch was crumbled, now it's back into the shape. Frame rail and radiator support bracket is restored. Second one looks good, but you can see this restored one is 100% better than it was before. Moving to the crash bar, it looks good, it is already installed, it is held on by 8 screws. Here we can see the good side, how it connects to the radiator support, so this looks good. This damage will be also addressed, we will weld it up. Now we are putting back all the parts, the good fender, the new fender. Fenders are on. Now let's put back the damaged hood with the new radiator support. Little adjustments to see how it fits, how is the gaps. Now we clamp it down into the right position, install the rest of the bolts, make sure everything lines up. When it is done, then we will go for the welding. One more check before we install the headlights and the bumper. Quickly unpacking the ordered headlight. Looks fine, only one tab broken. We are back into the shop. Headlights installed, looking good. And this radiator support foam costs 70 euros. And it's not even original. Here goes the front bumper. We are roughly putting it in place to see the alignment. When I will get the car back from the body shop, I will make the new tab for the broken headlight. Everything is now in place. Of course, it is not the final alignment. After the paint job it will be aligned more carefully, but next is the welding job, so everything needs to be welded in place. While we are waiting on the welding to be finished, let's do some small tasks which needs to be done anyways. Okay, next small task. Let's get off this Mustang sign before we discard this damaged fender. Okay, it was not the prettiest job, but the badge is off. Well, today we are going to swap out the old damaged radiator with this brand new one. So let's get the old radiator back here and disassemble it. Here is the damaged radiator. We must take off all the fans, screws, everything from this and switch with the new one. Let's turn it over and check what we can get off of this. Okay, it just slides off. And the radiator fan, it looks in pretty good condition, no damage, so it will be swapped over. Okay, let's get it off of the table. Everything is removed. Looks the same. And this side also looks the same. Let's take the phone and just pop it back into the place. It just slides in. Back goes the hose. And just like that, we switched over the radiator and the radiator pack is ready to go back into the car. Job done. Let's fix the cooling shrouds. They will not be visible from outside. The second one is a little bit worse, so let's drill some holes to hold it together. Well, cooling shrouds are fixed. I will just spray paint this black and we're good to go. It has been 3 days. I am back in the garage. All the welding has been done. All metal that was overlapping the frame rails is nicely back in place and grinded. Frame rails and radiator support is done and welded back. Spot welds looking good from both sides. Front bumper crush bar we decided not to weld back on. It will be held on by 8 screws. Left side radiator support is also welded with the spot welds from both sides, so also looks good. And here we also see nice and clean welds. Left and right headlight support brackets is also welded to the wheel arches. All the spot weld places is nicely grinded off, so no excess material there. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the job. We did good. So next step is prepping for the painting, and then we will try to put back all the radiators and other things and move forward. Last but not least, after 2 metal hoods which were defected, I ordered the aluminium one, so it was much more expensive, but it fits perfectly. There is no imperfections and all the gaps is perfect, so very happy with this purchase. In this episode, I will watch how paint is drying, carefully unpack the parts, break some parts, grind some stuff and hoard pile of scrap metal. But first, let's bring car back home from the paint shop. Off we go, one more time on the trailer. Finally, car is back from painting. You can see it cozily sitting behind me. I will show you behind the scenes of the painting, and also we will try to tackle all the things under the hood today. So basically we need to sort all this mess and install all those parts on the table. But before that, let's check some footage from the body shop. As we can see, all imperfections have been sorted out, sanded down and basically primed for the painting. Exposed parts had more attention to them, and also all the welds has been grinded down and sanded and filled with the primer. Here is some footage from the paint booth. We are applying some masking paper and tape to cover all the parts we don't want to spray with the paint. After that, car will receive new coat of paint. Yes, we can argue I could paint it myself, but I wanted to be like perfect, so we went with the professionals. Exterior parts is already painted and sitting on jigs. Front bumper, crush bar, both fenders and hood all have brand new coat of grabber blue color, looking fresh. All the structural parts on the body has been painted. Let's take a closer look from the front, and basically the car is ready to receive the body panels. Maybe we overdid this part, as most of it will be covered anyways. Let's check the final product. Most of the parts has been installed to make sure the gaps are good. Let's take a look from the front and check those gaps between the front fender and the hood. They look nice on both sides. One more thing, here was little dent and scratch, so we also painted this part. Overall, I'm very happy with the finish. So let's jump back to the previous part. First, I will try to sort out this corner, as it will be a little bit easier, less things to worry about. So I need to install the airbox and also take care of all these dangling wires. All these seemingly small tasks come together and leave big impact on overall project. At the start I was overwhelmed with the sheer amount of things that needs to be done. Now, not so much. There goes the clips. Driver's side sorted out, all wires in place, and also I managed to buy a replacement for the fuse box. It will come in few days. Until then, let's put back the broken one, but at the end it will be changed for the new one. Our next task is to install this huge ECU. Look the size of it. ECU will go there. into the passenger side, and on top of this we'll mount the fuse box. I will remove this bumper crash bar to free up some space, so it will be much easier to install the radiator in. Next, we are removing the intake pipe as it is in the way of installing the radiator. Before we install the radiator, these bushings need to go in the subframe. And here comes our brand new radiator. Cooling radiator is in. Now we must sort out the oil cooler, and also we must understand how to put back the air conditioning. Oil cooler was straightforward, just 2 tabs and 2 screws, and that's it. I also bought this new AC radiator as the old one was not leaking, but it was definitely not straight. So we'll transfer those shrouds to the new one and install it. Air conditioning ready to go back into the car. When the car will be one piece, of course we will need to refill the air conditioning system, as obviously when we disassembled it we just let it all out. And there we go, air conditioning radiator installed. Next is AC plumbing. The cap, the pipe, the screw, and we're done. Our next task is to install this AC hose. AC line is in, so it starts from here, then there is the mounting point and it connects to the main line there. And now I will attack this corner and hopefully finish it. Corner finished. So, spare fuse box is here. I actually got good deal. It was only 50 euros, but it came with all the relays and all the covers. So today's task is to change this broken one, and we actually will gonna plug all these wires back to the ECU and take care of this mess of the wires. Let's start with taking apart the fuse box, basically reverse of installing. And with a little bit of struggling, here is our defective fuse box cover. Here is brand new second hand, and let's put it back. And final touch. Next task is to connect all 3 plugs into the engine control module or ECU. When it's done, then next is ground wires. In this section just 2 of them. Radiator bracket to firmly hold it in place. Clips and screws for expansion tank, and a then satisfying clicking sound. Windshield washer reservoir. It wasn't definitely cheap. In goes the battery, negative terminal, positive terminal. Battery is in, so let's try to start it up. Okay, neutral. Brake. Huh. After a little inspection, I found out somebody messed around these wires. So let's plug them back in. Managed to plug back all the wires. Let's try one more time to start the car. Some signs of life. Let's close the door. So neutral. Okay. it's working. Let's install brackets for hood damper. Hopefully I will no longer need to prop the hood on the wooden plank. Last one, and it kind of holds the hood. Corner bumper bracket, then the headlight, at least the complete one. Then comes the passenger side corner. I need to repair some wiring for the blinkers and what was ripped after the crash off. Here is our repaired harness. Now it's just a matter of clicking it into place. And just like that, one more thing less to worry about. Now I will try to make a template from this and basically make bracket for this. Template is ready. Here is my old radiator cover and I will use it as material for creating this bracket. I will try to use this spot, as here is little raised lip, and it fits nicely with the template. This is the final product of the bracket, so it will be placed here. First rivet in, and now we just need to make sure the bracket is sitting into the right place. 3 rivets, it's enough, like this with the spacers behind. And the last thing what we need to do is to mark the holes here. So this is the final product. I think it looks really good. This is the original and this is what I made. Headlights are in, one and second, and here is the bracket we made. So this is it for this video. I think we did well. In next video I will be putting back the front bumper with all the parts I ordered, and as well I will reveal how much the car cost and how much I spent on all the parts for this rebuild. So stay tuned and see you next video. Thanks! Quick recap. I got this Mustang from the salvage yard. Some airbags was deployed, had to remove a lot of metal from the front end, replace it, and after that respray and installation of all the things I have removed. So today's plan is to finish up all things here, install the windshield washer pipe, nozzles, and hopefully also the front bumper. So let's start. First goes in windshield washer pipe, just a few clicks, quick, nice and easy. Next goes rubber seal for the engine hood, straightforward, nothing complicated. After that comes engine insulation material. It is held on by round plastic tabs and there are a lot of them. And just like that, that is installed. So our next job is to remove the fender so we can fit the windshield washer pipe. There goes the screws, and next is fender. Let's carefully remove it. Pipe is located in the wheel arch under the fender and is held on only by 2 tabs. Next task before we secure everything in place is to actually connect the pipe to the windshield washer reservoir and check if windshield washer and pump actually works. On old hinges there was little ground wire. I will transfer it to the new hinges as well. Let's speed it up, not to waste time. Finally the fender goes back with all the screws and clips, and we can start to align it and put it into place in the final position so the hood and other body components perfectly lines up. Let's close the hood. It looks like we managed to hit the sweet spot with the first time. Gap between the fender and the hood in both sides looks exactly the same. Just to be sure, let's just one more time quickly check all the gaps between the panels before we move on to the next job. Putting back the dampers for the hood. When it is done, the final touch, the original sticker from the hood. I would say this is the most satisfying task so far. So let's carefully close it and we will start to prepare for the front bumper. Next goes the plastic shrouds on each side of the radiator. In previous video we kind of fixed them as best as we could. Now let's install triangle plastic piece for the front bumper It is held on by 2 screws and 1 clip. It is done, so now let's move to the front bumper assembly. Here is our shiny new bumper, and let's test fit the new grills. Here is the lower grill, and I suspect it should go like this. Installed, looking good, no gaps. Fitment for the aftermarket grill is nice, no complaints here, I'll take it. This is aftermarket brand new front grill, so let's test it, how it fits. Well, fitment is terrible, there is huge gaps on each side of the grill and also at the bottom, so I will order the original grill instead. For now I'll keep it, just to see the final result. These are fog light plastics. This one is the original for the left side, for the driver's side, and for the passenger side I have this aftermarket one. Let's fit them and we'll see if I will also need to buy this original one. Here comes the original, looks good. Fitment is nice, no gaps. This is the aftermarket, and again we can see big gaps all around. So again, we'll order later the original one. My next task is to remove all the remaining pieces from the original crashed front bumper, fog light and front reflector light. Now let's install both fog lights into the new bumper. First goes the driver's side, next goes the passenger's side, and both headlights just click into the place and is held on by 3 screws. Final touch, front reflector light goes in. Let's fix it in place. Next task is to remove the splitter or lower lip from the front bumper, the original one, but we see it is scraped and it's not in good shape, so I will go with the aftermarket one. Fitment and shape for aftermarket part is pretty good. It nicely clicks into the place. Just few more clicks, and to finish up, just 2 screws at each side of the lip. So here it is, the front bumper, fully assembled. Of course, as I mentioned before, we will change the front grille for the original one and also one shroud for the fog light. Original parts are here for the bumper, so let's quickly change the fog light plastics and let's tackle also the front grille. We didn't rush with the install, we took our time, we checked if no plastic tabs are broken and carefully placed it in place. Final result speaks for itself. It is much better than previous with the aftermarket grille, and as a bonus we have also the Mustang logo. You can briefly see the taped up bumper foam. Replacement one is already ordered. Using extra hands we carefully align and place the front bumper into the right position. Next step is to make sure everything clears from underneath. Before we click the bumper in the right place, I'm connecting all the fog lights and reflector lights. Final touch, one firm push. So let's take a step back, carefully close the hood and check for the gaps. Just one more time to make sure everything is in the right place and no extra gaps is between the panels. Around the headlights everything looks good. If we carefully move to the other side, everything looks good as well. Let's close the hood and make sure it is sitting in the right place. Both sides look even. Well, I'm happy. Finally, car is in one piece. Of course, there is still things to do, but for now it will do. We have come a long way. This is how car looked before we repaired it, and this is the final result. So, as I promised, let's break down the cost of the project. So, Mustang itself costed me 6,500 euros. Then I acquired all this list of the parts, which include the front bumper, radiators, airbag repair, metalwork fenders, front bumper grille, headlights, windshield washer, reservoir, etc. Metal work itself was 500 euros. There was things which I couldn't do myself, so the professionals did. And painting hood, fender, bumpers, frame rails and other small things was around 1,800 euros. So in total, in the parts and labor, it was approximately 5,400 euros. So, and grand total for the project now is almost 12,000 euros, so 11,894 euros. But still I need to do certification, so it will be some extra 700 euros. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this is not the last videos from my side, so see you in next one.